Today I'm going to be throwing a few new discs here. I have the Neutron Jet understable distance driver. I have the new Fission Octane and the new Fission Crave. I'll be throwing them back and forth here on 18 McNaughton. We have a headwind here, so the Crave and the Octane, well, they're all going to be understable to very understable. I won't throw the Crave very hard in this wind, but you'll kind of see the flights as we go through them. I have one heavy and one light of each disc. First I'll start out throwing the Craves here. Maybe 50% power off of a hyzer just so you can see the flights. I'm going to throw the 150 first. That went about 350, and I don't think we have a straight headwind because that actually handled very nicely. I'm going to throw this one the same and see what happens, the heavier one. That one on a better angle and threw a little more nose up. So next I have the Fission Octane here. Staple in my bag, but not the Fission plastic, it's new. So I have a 163 and a 171. I'm gonna get on these ones a little bit harder, maybe try 60% power or so. I'm guessing that went around 400 feet. You can see they have a lot of glide in them. All right, now let's try the 171. So it still has a bit of fade. I feel like there's some type of crosswind out there, and I'm scared to throw them full power. So now my favorite discs out of the new ones are these jets. I love throwing them for roller. If you have a slow arm speed, they're really good for air shots too. So I'm going to throw these hyzer, let them flip over themselves. So the headwinds aren't really allowing the rollers to do their course, but you can see the angle and how easy they get to them. So I think that was a pretty good demonstration of the disc. Let's go get them in the tailwind and throw them back. All right, so now we are in the tailwind. I can actually give these things a rip. Okay, it's kind of a left to right, but we have plenty of room up there to the left to use at a big pan shot and things like that. I'm gonna do my best not to get over the Crave where it just burns out because it's definitely more understable. I was very shocked it held the headwind, head crosswind shots as well as it did because yesterday when I tried to throw those, it wasn't cooperating with me. So same thing as last time. I'm going to throw the light one first and the heavy one second. Same thing with the Octane second and then the Jet last. I mean, that flew really nice in a tailwind. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw this one 80+% and see what happens. The basket I think is like, see if it's 475 off the tee, about 430 away I'd say. So I covered the distance but it leaked out. That's okay. All right, now onto the Octanes. We're gonna throw the 163 first. And that might be gone in the lake forever. Nope. Okay, well I threw it into the wood line. That's a really far shot, but it leaked a little more than I thought. All right, there's a heavier one. So those fly pretty nice. All right, onto the jets. I'm throwing rollers with these. Actually, I'll throw one not roller so you can see how understable they are with the heavy one. So the Tailwind assisted that entire flight. So there were the flights of the new Fission Crave, the Fission Octane, and the Neutron Jet. So here is my quick review on those discs. At first, I thought the Octane was going to be way more understable, which I feel like I threw it at League maybe 2 weeks ago, and I was giving it full power rips. That with max power for me. The lightweight one is a roller disc. I could use it when the jet is maybe too understable. We'll get into that in a second. But the heavier Octane actually has great stability and in great resistance to torque. Where I feel like when you torque over on the, I'll just go ahead and say it, when you torque over on the Craves or the lighter Octanes, you're going to have them turn and burn pretty much. Thrown at about 50% power to 60% power, the Crave flies great. I'm mainly keeping that in mind with the light one. The heavier Crave flew nice with the firm shot and still managed to have a bit of fade on it. Especially in the Tailwind, that's a pretty good disc for anybody. As far as the jet goes though, that thing is just a roller cheat code. It's so nice. And when I threw it in heavy Tailwind, I threw it on a 45-degree-ish hyzer at roughly 11 o'clock, and it still flexed out and landed about even in line with me. I'd say pretty much straight. So that was really impressive. I didn't think that disc had the ability to actually come out of something. I thought it would just turn over to the right and hold. Where I had said in a previous video, if you have a slower arm speed, the jet's going to be great for you, and it's going to utilize or help you utilize so much more of the full flight of a disc, I feel like. And for it, like its intended purpose of being a more understable trace, it's a little faster. So if you don't like faster rims, it's going to be a little awkward. But if you're into the faster rims, I think you're going to like this disc for your understable counterpart to the trace. I maybe have some old Neutron first runs that are as understable as this disc, but I'm not sure. Oh, and that leads me to one more thing I want to show you guys. So my friend Ben Chin has been doing these sweet dies, and I have a couple examples for you guys, and I think you're going to like them. We're going to start getting his name out there a bit. I don't know if he's going to start doing commission work at first or if he's just going to sell things that he has. But for him to do some work for me, I've donated him some discs and stuff to get some cool things for my bag and just some cool stuff to have. But he will have an assortment of discs, which if any of you are interested in buying some of them, hit me up and I will let you know the availability of molds. Off the top of my head, I know he'll have like Defies, Fission Reactors, some others, but let me just show you some examples because these are really sweet. Here's a nice first run Neutron trace, and that was on a white disc. Here's a sick Terra that I've already bagged. Here's an last year's run Neutron Octane. This is on a yellow disc, and this is actually UV reflective light. I will put up a picture hopefully now. Here's one for my wife here, a lightweight Impulse. Also has reflective dye. This one's very detailed, a little dark, looks better in the sunlight, but this is a Fission Reactor here. It's on a white one. I'll save my best for last, or my favorite rather. Here's a sick Defy. This one's yellow as well. And the coolest one in my opinion is this Terra right here. Just looks filthy. So all in all, there are my thoughts on all of these new molds, and there are the new dyes that Ben is doing now, and like I said, he's just absolutely killing it. I'm excited to see what else he has in store for these discs, and I love this Terra right here. It's awesome. Alright guys, so that's all I have for you today, and thanks for stopping as usual. Thanks to my sponsors MVP, Paragon, and Plastic Addicts, and I will see you guys in the next one.